So in honor of learning a little bit about time and daylight savings, we're going to be making our own clock, a rainbow clock. So you're going to need some paper for the back of your clock. You can use any color. The color I have here is yellow. You can use any colors you want for your rainbow. I picked colors of the rainbow, so I have red, blue, pink, orange, purple, and then you need some paper for your hands on your clock, and if you have it, a little paper fastener. If you don't have it, you can do this without the paper fastener as well. If you're going to be using a paper fastener, to make it a little easier, you need a single hole punch and or scissors. You're going to need your scissors anyway. So get your scissors and some glue. I have a template on our website that will help you with how big you want your circle to be and how long you want your strips of paper to be, but you certainly can just follow along and make it any size you want. So you ready? Let's go make ourselves a clock. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a large piece of paper and something round. So either our template, or you can use a small bowl or a large mug, anything that's round that you can trace. Next, we want to cut out our strips. So what I did is you need 12 numbers, 1 through 12. And the strips are going to go across your circle. So you need how many? What's half of 12? That's right, you're going to need 6 strips of paper. So what I did is I got 6 colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put them together, and then I measured to make sure that I know the length. You can take a little pen and just sort of mark the spot. And I'm going to make them all about an inch wide and that long. Now, to make sure that I have a nice hole in the middle, I took my strips and I folded them in half, took my hole puncher, and I made it so that it was about halfway through the little hole part. You might need a grown-up to help you with this. And then I squeezed real hard. If it doesn't go all the way through, you can just take your scissors and finish the cut. You can also do this just with scissors. What you're making is a little hole in the middle of your strips. It doesn't have to be a big hole, so it does not matter if they all have full holes. You're going to take your circle, you're going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it again, and you're either going to take your hole punch, again, half the hole punch, or you can take your scissor and just cut a little bit of the tip off to make a nice little hole in the center there. Then you're going to take your glue, and you're going to glue all of your papers so that you're covering the outside, the entire top of your circle. But what you want to make sure is to line up all the holes. there you have your rainbow. Now, ideally, you would probably want to make them a little bit thicker than I did, which is why my template is really helpful, because I have this all pre-measured. But if you want to do freehand like I just did, this is totally okay and workable. What you might want to do is just adjust your strips a little bit before they dry to make sure that you can see all your colors. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take any color you want. In my sample I used white, but now I'm going to use a little bit of dark blue. And you want to make a small narrow handle. So one hand. And I'm going to make another hand that's a little bit longer. So I have my minute and my second hands. I'm going to take those, I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to hole punch them towards the end on one side, like this. And you have your holes. You're going to line those up with your minute hand down on the bottom and your second hand on top. So your little one should be the one on top. You're going to take your paper fastener and you're going to stick it through all those holes, like so. So I've got it. You're going to take your paper fastener and you're going to stick it through all the holes. Since everything was lined up, it went right to the back. You're just going to open that up like that. And your clock works. Now you could just leave it like that and make it a color wheel, or since we are talking about time changes, you can write your numbers. This is great practice for writing our numbers and knowing our numbers. When you're all done, you have a working clock. You can change the time. Hope you had fun and you learned a little bit about time today. And don't forget, spring forward.